I did my project on looking at self-efficacy and students in collegiate sports. I decided to do this one because I wanted to look at something about self-efficacy since I've used that in previous research with chronic illness. The collegiate sports, I don't know, I was just interested in seeing, I guess, just how it was affected. Okay, so self-efficacy, the definition, is the belief in one's capabilities to organize information and execute a course of action to navigate a prospective situation. The definition is kind of confusing when you first read it. Self-efficacy is the belief that you can do something. So if I have a high self-efficacy in making a good grade on a test or, testing in general, then I have a belief that I'm going to do well. The higher the self-efficacy, the greater the chance for success in the given area. So if you have the belief in yourself that you're going to do well, you usually do. If your self-efficacy is low and you don't really believe in yourself, well, you might not do as well. Bandura was the one who started all the self-efficacy. He and his colleagues inspired other researchers to look into it in different areas of life, such as sports. There's sports, academics, wellness, like health, wellness, stuff like that. The sports psychology, it's become more prominent in the past few years. It's really to help them, they using it to help improve performance by utilizing high self-efficacies. So here's a quote from Sivrikaya. His study was actually done this year, or it was last year, but published this year. So athletes' self-efficacy on one hand is influenced by variables such as mastery, ability, physical and mental fitness, physical appearance, social support, leadership and coaching, substitute experiences, environmental comfort, and situation security. Now, I like this other part because it has like two different parts of it. On the other hand, factors such as performance, success, physical health, ability to cope with stress and minimize its harmful effects, mental health, improved motivation, increased morale, and even enjoyment are even indirectly affected by self-efficacy. So your self-efficacy and what you do really affects your overall well-being. So there was not a lot of research, but there was quite a bit of research here in the past. I mean, you can look, it's 2014, 15, and 16. The only one that was older was the one at the bottom. So with sports and self-efficacy, utilizing self-efficacy in sports has allowed students to have a strong belief in their decision-making process. So when they do that, their decision-making while they're playing the sport is higher. And I thought this next quote was very interesting. Vili, Hayashi, Garner-Holman, and Giacobbe from 1998 suggests that self-efficacy is the most critical psychological characteristic influencing sport performance. I never really realized that was the most, critical. And, you would think that your mindset of, oh, I'm in good shape, good health, that's going to influence it. The fact that that has a little bit to do with it is the self-efficacy of, oh, yeah, I am in good shape. I can do well. Improves your sports performance. Another study showed that for athletes, higher task orientation seems to be more beneficial than lower task. So the higher the task, the more extreme with the orientation, being able to learn it, the better you're going to do. There was a physical self-efficacy scale created in 1983. It was used to determine a general physical self-efficacy. I thought that was very interesting because a lot of that hasn't shown much research. So problem, very few studies have been done in collegiate sports in regards to level of self-efficacy shown. Purpose, to see how self-efficacy is beneficial to collegiate sport players. In question, how does higher self-efficacy improve sport performance? So the sampling method, I'll do convenience sampling because I can just able to conduct the survey with people who fit the needs. So I'd find sport collegiate players, use that. The only cons is that the data that I'd be collecting will only come from a few colleges, and it may or may not represent those colleges around the state. Inclusionary data, they have to be involved in a collegiate sport. Exclusionary is obviously the opposite for this. It's not being involved in a collegiate sport. Methodology and instruments, correlational design, I'll do a survey type study, so that's a non-experimental design. In the survey type study, I'm going to use exercise self-efficacy scale, trait sport confidence scale, state sport confidence scale, and physical self-efficacy scale. Procedure: collect data from August 2019 through May 2020. There will be a consent form included in the packet. I'll get a demographic form that includes like age, race, sex, educational level, income level, and I think I'm going to include the college and sport, which that is shown under the survey. The survey, like I said, includes all those different scales. This was a little hard for me to do. I'm just going to run through it. It seems like all the internal reliability, validity, and external validity is going to be high. The study can be duplicated. It can be used in other colleges. I put an example from Shalongoski, Hembrick, Gross, and Weber about the projected internal reliability. And there are my references. Alrighty.